My version of events, right? I go out, pre-cell phone, I grab the phone. This dude went, Omen, he called me by my tag name. I was like, mind you, I don't know, like, who's been arrested. I
Yeah.
don't know if Snubs at the police, I have no idea what's going on. I just know that my father just called me Omen, and that he's a Brockton police officer, and I'm fucked. That's all I know.
Covert to Overt. I want to welcome to the show. This is my guest. We go by the name of Hags. It's kind of his alias. It's kind of protect him. You know, for those people.
There's a few.
There's a few people out there that might be, have an axe to grind with you.
Never.
Right
Nah.
now. In all seriousness, just introduce yourself.
David Haglof? No, so I'm like kidding. Hags, yeah. I go by Hags. Brockton kid.
Brockton kid.
Brockton kid.
Brockton,
Mass.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Brockton, the city of champions.
City of Champions. Oh, man, looks like that might be fading, but
How long have you lived in Brockton?
born and raised.
Born and raised in Brockton.
Born and raised in Brockton.
So 40-something years, I'm guessing?
40-something years.
40-something years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am also, I wouldn't say, I'm a transplanted Brockton person. And those out there that are listening to the Covert to Overt show, everyone knows Brockton because Brockton is synonymous with the word champion. I know Boston and New England has tried to steal the champion moniker.
Didn't Boston try to steal it?
They
at one
tried to
point?
steal it,
Tried
from,
to steal it.
from Brockton.
Yeah.
But Brockton is the original city of champions, and it dates back to Rocky Marciano,
Of course.
Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler.
Now we got Kevin Walsh,
Kevin Walsh, amazing.
who's another great boxer.
Killing it.
And yeah, the city has kind of been in a downswing for a number of years. Me as a licensed private investigator, I've investigated thousands of criminal cases within the city limits of Brockton, but there still are good people remaining. And I would say that you're one of the good guys. I can't even remember. Now, we're friends, but I can't even remember how I stumbled on you. Now, were you a defendant client of mine and we became friends?
No, I stumbled upon you on
Oh, you
accident.
stumbled on me by accident?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Totally out of the blue. And from there, it blossomed into
Love?
that, right?
Yeah.
I got like a bunch of dope Mark Chauppetta stories.
All right, well, we can get into
Yeah,
the dope
you know
Mark
what I mean?
Chauppetta
Yeah.
stories, but all right, so my guess is, if I'm thinking correctly, is back in the early 2000s. So we're going back over 20-something years. I was hosting a local
Yes.
AM
Yes.
shock jock radio show, and you were probably a listener of my old show. Is that what it was?
We used to flip through all the radio stations trying to, hear some new shit, right?
Yeah.
Can I swear?
You can swear.
All right. And we were in Brockton. It was a very clear connection on an AM thing. And I was like, who's this guy? You had said some things kind of piqued my interest.
Right.
I was like, who is this guy? So I called in.
That's what it was. So you called in.
I called in.
Do
You
you
guys
remember
took
what
the
you
call.
called in about?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
All
But
right,
it
so
was enough for me to call in.
So you started. Now, did you become a regular call-in guest of mine?
No, you invited us in.
I did.
Yeah, like a week
Dude,
later.
man, I swear, this is one of my problems in life. Like, so my wife is a nurse, and I constantly forget shit. Now I remember stuff from 40 years ago, but certain things like my memory's starting to fade. Man, I'm almost 60 years old, so. But my wife says I'm not getting dementia. She says it's because I just do so much in life that
You do a lot.
that a lot of things I forget, but I need to be reminded. That's right. So I invited you, and so at the time, you and your sidekick,
Yes.
who's your sidekick?
Rem.
Rem,
Rem.
were aspiring rappers
Coming up.
coming up rappers. So you guys were big on the local rap scene, and the name of your rap group was Ball Club
Correct.
with
Yeah.
a K, right?
Ball Club with a K to represent Brockton.
Right.
BALLCKLUB. Ball Club.
Okay. And
Yeah.
me being as non-cool and as white as you can get, that probably at that point hadn't listened to rap since the 80s when I was thinking I was cool, listening to Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew, Uncle Luke. That's serious.
NWO.
NWA.
NWA.
Oh, that's blasphemous.
All right, NWO is the New World Order, which is wrestling.
That's horrible.
So,
Is it really? I don't watch wrestling.
That was a wrestling group back in the 90s in the WWE.
Oh, I'm thinking World Health Organization. I'm bugging.
No,
My bad.
NWO. All right, so I
Yeah.
didn't listen to much rap later in life, but I did try to pretend that I was somewhat hip in the 80s. I had a friend of mine, John Thurberg, who actually we lost. He was murdered about 20 years ago, one of my good friends.
He was murdered?
He was murdered, yeah. Shout out to John Thurberg. He was,
In Brockton he was murdered?
No, he was murdered in Philadelphia. So he was a restaurateur, and he was locking up his restaurant. So we used to party with him back in the day down at Johnson and Wales University. He was a year older, so we would go down to Johnson and Wales on the weekends.
Yeah.
And he worked
Culinary school. Culinary guy. Yeah.
So we'd go down there, we'd party with him. We were able to underage drink and do all the things that young kids, do at that age. Engage in. And then he ended up going into a career of restaurant management, was managing one of the chain restaurants in one of the suburbs of Philadelphia. Got robbed one night when he was, doing his payroll and cashing out.
Yeah.
I believe they brought him to the bathroom, put him down on his stomach, and murdered him execution style. Now, they were able to catch, I believe, a few. I don't know if they caught all of those individuals, but I know that there were arrests and people did pay the price, but he was a wonderful, wonderful man. So John introduced us. Now, I grew up in Whitman, Massachusetts. Whitman, Massachusetts is known for the Toll House cookie.
Skate Town.
In Skate Town, USA.
In the Willow Motel.
In the Willow Motel. And all kinds of, kind of suburban shadiness going on in Whitman. So,
Whitman's cool.
So there wasn't a lot of diversity going on in Whitman, Massachusetts back in the 80s.
And which is crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Considering how close?
Whitman is to the bordering city, Brockton, which is what we're talking about. And I know I'm taking the long route to get to my point, which I typically do. But yeah, John introduced us to rap music. So we would cruise around in his old Cutlass or whatever he was driving back then.
Cutlass Supreme.
Cutlass Supreme, maybe
Sierra.
Maybe a 78 or 79.
Oh, work like that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we would blast rap music, think we were cool. So that was pretty much my only introduction into rap music. And then I kind of shifted to 70s soft rock.
70s soft rock?
Yeah.
What would that be considered? Journey?
I would say Journey.
REO Speedwagon?
REO Speedwagon.
For real?
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. So me, if I ended up in Brockton, I didn't go past Christos or Bradley's growing up. So if you can picture it, listener, here's this little white leafy suburban town that borders the city of Champions, which was a pretty diverse ethnic city that had different parts to the city with different cultures. And
From early on as I can remember.
Yeah.
Even one of my first friends in first grade was Cape Verdean.
Right.
Amos Fernandez. And
I didn't know what Cape Verdean was until I went to college. Now, I crossed over the line to go to community college. I went to Massasoit Community College.
But that's kind of in your backyard.
Sort of in the
Whitman,
back.
right?
Sort
you
of.
could have snuck in from the back from Whitman.
I could have. Right.
Yeah.
I was able to sneak into Brockton safely.
Yeah.
I didn't go past the East Side movie theater. I didn't
East
go
Side movie
past
theater.
Bradley's. I didn't go in any direction. I just went there, and
That's
then
where you went.
Yeah, and then I ended up going to Massasoit Community College, right out of high school. And I know I'm not supposed to use this terminology, and I'll get some grief, but
No, you should use it.
But there's no filter, and I know my producer Max is going to roll his eyes right now, but that's where I developed a little jungle fever. At that point,
What's wrong with that?
right? Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
So I grew up in Whitman. one of my best friends was black, but he was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
So I was around his family all the time. His family
Yeah.
was white.
Mm-hmm.
I go into Brockton. I go to school. All right, I'm getting rejected by all the white babes and women.
Mm-hmm.
I see this girl walking through the hallways of college, and all right, I'm like, she's attractive, and I just thought she was black. I didn't know what Cape Verdean was.
Oh, I get it.
I didn't get
Yeah.
white,
Yep.
black. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's how I was raised. So I introduced myself to her, and she told me she was Cape Verdean. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so then I meet her family, and I'm like, her family looks black, but they have accents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not adding up to me. So that was kind of my first introduction. And sadly, that's the way it was back in the 80s, that I was in such a bubble that my only black friend growing up had white parents. So I still didn't even have any diversity in my upbringing. And that's not because I'm a certain way. It's just
No.
how I was raised.
Listen, I'll back up what you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
So growing up
Yeah.
in Brockton,
Yep.
South Brockton,
Yep.
right? Very heavy Cape Verdean community,
Mm-hmm.
right? And since I can remember being around Cape Verdean people, so later on in life, different jobs, whatever. I was 18. I had a job in Westwood, and one of the chicks from the staff threw a party, Westwood girl, and me and a couple of my boys went up to Westwood. We're always down to take a ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I forget, one of the homies was Cape Verdean, and she had Westwood.
Yeah.
If you actually count, it's only 5 towns from Brockton, right?
Really, yeah.
Stoughton, actually 4, Stoughton, Canton,
Yeah.
Westwood.
5 towns and probably about
Westwood.
5 extra zeros.
What's Cape Verdean?
when it comes to
What?
yearly income.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
an affluent area, but
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't understand, and here I am being dropped. I started dating this woman who's Cape Verdean.
You started dating the Cape Verdean girl.
I married her.
Oh,
Yeah, I married her.
the twins. The twins.
I
mom.
have 3 children that I have Cape Verdean. My daughter, 33 years old, half Cape Verdean. My twins, half Cape Verdean. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was my first.
I was gonna bring that up. The Plain Street house, right?
Yeah, well, that was my second house in the city.
That was your second house.
Yeah.
That's where. Well, that's what I know after the radio days.
Okay, so take us back to the radio days, because I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. So you come in, I invite you.
You invite me and Rim on.
And Rem on to the radio show. You
Yeah.
tell me that you're a rapper, and for some reason you think that myself and my co-host, this Jewish attorney,
Ken Diesenhoff.
Ken Diesenhoff, we're gonna shoot you to fame and stardom, and we start managing you.
And not just that, right? You gotta understand something about me. I get a kick out of everything. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
Like, I joke a lot. I mean, I'm pretty much always talking shit and joking around, but I get a kick out of everything. Like,
Okay.
The Diesenhoff guy just got his whole
The whole aura.
Yeah, he was like a caricature of himself. You know what I'm saying?
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, like
We used to
who's
tease
the
him
dude from
because
Carlito's
we
Way?
used to tease him. He used to say, "How do you like my Jufro?"
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he used to say.
He was Brockton's Dave Kleinfeld from Carlito's Way.
Oh, is that who he was?
Yeah, you know
Good
what I
guy-
mean?
good
the Jewish
guy.
lawyer.
So did you come in and actually rap on my old radio show?
Yeah, that was the whole. You were like, you were all for it.
Was I?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, we'll get you in here. And the same way you said, yeah, I'll book you. You said the same thing.
Yeah.
25 years ago. Yeah, I'll book you. And you had us in there a week later, spitting Brockton raps on AM radio.
So can you still spit now? Spit. Like listen to me even saying that word spit, because spit to me just means how
Rap,
I
flow,
talk. So speaking of rap, all right. So now I like to scroll TikTok a little bit. Seems to be one of my hobbies. TikTok to me has replaced the magazine rack in the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah.
if I'm going in to do my business in the bathroom, you don't have to pick up a magazine and spread your fecal DNA all over the magazine.
There's way more information.
So now, now you can just do it on your phone and scroll. So now I scroll TikTok, and you see these people that walk the streets, and they say, "Hey, that Harry Mack guy, can you
Which guy is it?
That guy Harry Mack.
Okay.
He's like, give me 5 words, and then he just spits out a rap song.
Yeah, that's called freestyling.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the ability to freestyle if I put you on the spot?
Well, that's how it started. To be honest with you, the graffiti story ties into the freestyle.
So let's
you know what I'm saying?
Let's get into so Dave Haglof, Hags, my buddy here, also an amazing artist, and I think some people confuse graffiti art and say that's not real artistic ability. But I've seen some of your work, and I've seen what you've done. And I remember that time I pissed you off and you spray painted the side of my house. No, I'm kidding.
I thought I might have.
Right. No, but that is real art. So anyone that talks down on that, I don't think is fair. So how do you tie in the graffiti art in your lifestyle in you being, a rising rap star?
It was circumstances.
Okay.
People I met, from age 12, I used to hang out with one of my best friends on Grove Ave.
Okay.
And so I was born on Summer Street in Brockton.
Okay.
Right? And my parents still have the home.
On Summer Street?
On Summer Street.
Okay.
It's still the family home.
Okay.
But my father and my father's family, they grew up on Grove Ave on the south side. At Clinton Street, right where the Grove Street Bridge is.
Okay.
Right? And all my cousins were boys, and that was my aunt. So that was my home, 18 Grove Ave. And I met my friends on Grove Ave, 22 Grove Ave, my man Snub, and just an incredible artist, very original. Like, to this day, he's just, one of my idols. Like, his work is dope, bar none. And me and Snub just paired up as kids. You know what I mean? And we did, I did everything everyone else did. I did all that, baseball, basketball, football. I did all that stuff. And we were just introduced to different things. And I'll never forget it. We were at the Acorn Street Park. And Snub pulled out a marker. We're like 12.
Yeah.
And he turns around. It was the wood benches.
Yeah.
And he bust a tag on the bench. And he wrote Snub. And he looked around. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, yo, you need a tag. I was like, what's that? He's like, yo, you need a tag. We got to stop writing our names and put them everywhere. And I was like, he's like, yo, quick, think of something. His was Snub. So I'm like, so I wrote Spaz, S-P-A-Z. I was like, Spaz. I was like, that was it, dude.
That was
it. Hooked. Yo, let's go down. Let's go down to the guardrail and put up another one.
But did you think you were doing something wrong when you were doing that? At 12
at
years
this time
old?
was so young, right?
Yeah.
Remember, it's markers, so no. They're paint, you know what I mean? Magic no, not even paint markers. Like a Sharpie or whatever. So no. In my mind, it's like a crayon or something. You know what I mean? And then we live, right, at the bridge. So doing boy shit in the neighborhood, woods, whatever boys do, right? And one day, we go over to the Grove Street Bridge, and we can hear some voices down. We're still young, too, so you're weary when you're young, especially in Brockton.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we look over, and we couldn't even believe it. There was dudes down there, teenagers, older than us, literally spray painting with paint cans and doing pieces and like artwork.
Right.
And we were like, no way. So that became a thing for us. We started going to watch these guys. They wouldn't be there all the time.
So it was kind of like an apprenticeship in a way.
Like just watching, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they noticed at first.
Right.
But eventually they did notice. And we got invited down. They invited us down. And you can't forget stuff like this. I'll never forget it. Walk down, and you know, I'll say dudes' tags names because, you know,
Yeah.
some guys are firefighters now,
Right.
and, you know, not that I don't think it matters, but
Right. Give
for
me
the
their,
sake of, you know.
give us the tag names.
So I go
Protect
down
their
with Snub,
identities.
right? Not even reluctantly. When they said come down, we were like, yes. Yo, we run down, pumped. And we walk up, and the first dude I met, his tag was Admin, Admen. Phenomenal street artist. Like, he still gets busy today. I actually ran into him recently. That's my man, right? And, dude, the first thing this dude did, he didn't say anything. We're looking at, he got a car, like, seriously, like out of a book.
Yeah.
Not a movie. If you're reading
Yeah.
a book, you're reading this thing, right?
Yeah.
He got a Carhartt, he got the paint stains, he got
Yeah.
the fucking shell toes on with the
Yeah.
jeans, with the paint all over it, and like trying to absorb it all. And he goes in the Carhartt pocket and he pulls out a handful of these caps, spray paint caps. And he goes, yo, you can't use stock caps. You have to steal caps because stock caps they paint bad. And he said to us, he was like, remember Hobbytown at the mall?
Yes.
He said, go to Hobbytown at the mall and get the Krylon workable fixative caps. And take the stock caps off and put that on your paint. Dude, we never even bought paint before. Like, what the fuck's this dude talking about?
So are you asking your parents for extra allowance so you could go out and ultimately, some would say, vandalize property by putting graffiti up?
Again, at this time, right?
Yeah.
When we do morph into actually obtaining paint to paint, and listen, we wouldn't paint until we had caps. So you know what we did? We had our parents take us up to Hobbytown.
Yeah.
And we found the Krylon workable fixatives. They're tiny little cans.
Yeah.
And we're popping the caps, right? And we're taking all the fucking caps. We're stealing caps out of Hobbytown at fucking 12, 13. Now we got caps. We're ready to go.
So
How are we going to get paint?
So you went to the local paint shop.
Yes. What do you think we did?
Stole
Stole paint.
You stole paint.
It's called racking.
Racking. That's
Racking,
What, that's
yeah.
what you call it.
And dude, my father's a Brockton cop, right?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Stealing's bad. I know stealing's bad.
Yeah.
Dude, Snub stole 2 cans, mom and pop shop. I'm like, even looking back now, I'm like, how the fuck did 2 little kids go in there, steal can, and they didn't know? They must have known, right? Anyway,
Little kids go in the stores to steal candy.
Candy, we're stealing paint.
You're stealing paint cans.
We're stealing paint cans.
So these are actual
Paint cans.
spray paint type cans.
Yes.
You're not getting gallons of paint.
No, spray paint.
And
Shake it up.
where you sticking it down your pants and your
Literally,
coat?
in your jacket or down your pants. Yep.
So you steal the caps from the Hobbytown
We already
store,
have caps from Hobbytown. We're
and
ready
then you
to paint.
and then you're building this little enterprise.
We're
already.
starting. We're ready to go, dude. We went right to the bridge. Silver and black. Silver fill with a black outline. I was horrible.
Is that
Terrible.
was that like you hadn't yet developed your signature, right? You were just kind of
I had no idea what I was doing, as opposed to Snub, who at that time was my art came not later,
yeah.
but I worked on different things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I built my craft like, my signature shit was like my handwriting. I have really nice handwriting, penmanship, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And, I got to master letters and stuff like that, whereas opposed like Snub could draw. Like I can't draw. I sell all these canvases now, right? Dude's like, yo, draw me a fucking line. I'm like, what? I can't draw.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dave, draw me a horse. Like, nah, I don't draw.
You can't do that.
I got my lane. I do what I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're developing this craft.
Yes.
Are you doing stuff at your house where you're
Oh.
finding like plywood and you're in the backyard and you're practicing? Or what's your dad saying during this?
Well, he's not. My father's so busy, and you remember back then how the parents were really at work. No one was
Latchkey.
home around.
Yeah.
And every graffiti, and another thing, graffiti, right?
Yeah.
It is the biggest subculture in the entire world. That is a pure fact. It's global. Europe. It's obviously there's there's debate as to where it started. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, rap hip hop started in New York. Mm-hmm. Safe to say it started probably in it started in New York. You know what I mean? The first guys, dudes like Taki 183, white dude just putting up their name with like a number, and the number would represent their block. You know what I mean?
Right.
And again, I don't know how Snub knew this shit. There was no internet back then. Snub knew this.
Because people back then were resourceful.
I take this to Snub's creative mind.
Right.
And he's not, you know what I mean? We're 12 on the cusp of 13.
And how old?
You know what I mean?
So you're 12, almost 13. How old is Snub?
He's a year younger than me. I got a year on Snub.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this kid was just...
Yeah,
He was just... Yep. Is Snub still around and live and kicking?
I had Snub at my crib 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
With his twin daughters in the backyard of my crib, spray painting.
So you guys just have...
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Well, you know what?
Actually, they were coloring with the acrylics. They can't spray yet. They were trying to. It's tough. You can't, you know.
Yeah. I want to hear more about the origin of graffiti and the subculture and the connection between graffiti and hip hop and rap, which we were getting into. But
they tied into each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Me as an investigator, like I'm just sitting here just interested because I don't know much about this stuff. Like I get together with my nerdy friends from high school and we're not cool and hip like you. Like you guys have like cap and snub parties. Like
but we were low key though. We weren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were low key. We were.
Let's hear a little bit more about the history of graffiti. Mm-hmm. How graffiti you were talking about this whole subculture. How graffiti ties into, I guess not only your rap career, but I guess just rap in hip hop in general. Now, as you're talking about this, me as the host of Covert to Overt, I really don't know much about this stuff. You know, I've probably defended a few graffiti artists over my career as vandalism.
Knowingly or unknowingly?
No, I'm sure over my career as an investigator, I've had some clients that have been arrested for vandalizing, for tagging. I know I have, but I want to know more about it from yourself and your kind of rise to fame. I'm curious. Again, I grew up in a suburban, mostly white, non-diverse town. You grew up in a city. You grew up hanging out with people from various different cultures. You have more street in you than I have. I have no street in me other than the fact that I became a street detective. But you live this shit, so I want to hear more about it. Just keep telling me the story. I'm interested.
Yeah, so we get into the painting. Terrible at first, right?
Yeah.
But we're it like this is it. There's no sports. Everything's out the window, dude. It's literally full steam ahead. Like we're doing everything is graffiti, and you would ask like so my father doesn't know yet. He's a Brockton cop. The parents at this time, they work. All the parents work during the 90s. So we're going 90, 91, 92. I would say by 93, 94, we're actively painting in our neighborhood, South Brockton, Grove Ave. 200 steps, we're under the bridge, right? The Grove Ave Bridge, which if you would proceed more south, that would take you to the Montello station.
Yes.
Eventually, right? Plain Street, and if you head north, it's Lawrence Street, City Hall, Police Station, etc. Right?
Right. So that's your area.
That's our area. We live right there, right? So. This is what it was, right? There's other kids doing graffiti, right? So you got the older dudes, right? That I told you that we
your mentors,
that we kind of learned from. Dude Admin, the cap guy, right?
Yeah.
He had a partner. His name was Style. That was his tag, Style. This kid was incredible. And these dudes was all over the city. So when we're taking rides with our parents or whatever on the school bus, these dudes are doing massive pieces. And when I say piece, I mean like, remember the old high-low? Mm-hmm. On
So sides of buildings, you're doing these pieces.
the old high-low was a supermarket between Warren Ave and Main Street.
Right.
And on the back of, this is when it really took off in Brockton. On the back of high-low, admin style, and this dude Sanab, you actually know Sanab.
Okay.
And a couple other guys. They did the whole.
I feel kind of cool that
They
actually
did the whole back of the
know
supermarket,
someone like that.
and they did a piece, and the piece said, "The power of love," and the power of love was on the Montello side, right between Lauriston and Packard Way.
Now, was that a Huey Lewis in the News reference?
No, dude. Yo, this piece was like, we would walk over to see it all the time. We would just fucking
All right,
stare at
so
it.
you're
We're getting influenced by this.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
you're
mean?
they're mentoring you. You're getting influence. You're no longer want to be signed up to.
I wouldn't say mentoring. Later on, me and admin became really close, right? Not mentoring, but
Right.
you know, we want to do what they're doing, right? And it's obviously not a long road, but it's a short, long road. You know what I mean?
Well, just
So-
explain to me like the history of graffiti, because when I think of graffiti, and most people think of graffiti, they think of vandalism. And back in '93, when you're starting to really cut your teeth doing this artwork, I was actually at the same time simultaneously just opened up my first detective agency. It was right around that time.
Really?
So I had just had my first child. I had just gotten married. I had just hung my first shingle for my investigation firm in 1993.
Okay.
So here I am, a young man with starting a young family, and here you are, probably still in your mid-teens.
Yeah.
Because you're like 7 years younger than me. You're out there doing this graffiti work. Now, when did it start becoming a problem? Like, when did the city start having a task force? When did, when are you
It all
crossing
happened,
that line of vandalism and artwork? And then I want you to eventually talk about when did it kind of become, I guess, culturally okay to do it. So just explain that.
Well, that's definitely later. But all right, so now we're under the bridge, and we're seeing that these dudes who we look up to, right? They're all over the city. So now we have to do that. Time to leave the bridge. Now, 14, 15, right? We know this is different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The bridge, Brockton police, they don't care if kids are under the bridge tagging. They don't. You know what I mean? They ran down there once. This was after my arrest. They didn't even care. Someone got a call, but anyways, all right. So now we're gonna venture into the streets, and I don't know how it is now, but back in the '90s, you couldn't just be on Spring Street or Wyman Street on the north side. You couldn't just be like a white dude walking past Richmond Street, especially at 3 a.m.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, because it's dangerous.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of elements, right? Police, neighbors, hoodlums.
Drugs, guns.
Crack is out of control at this time. So there's a lot of elements, right?
Okay.
And
But you're doing it. You guys are venturing out at that time.
We're venturing out all over the place. And I'll be totally honest with you, right? We got up a lot, but there was another crew out here that these guys were out of control. I'm not saying maybe it never would have happened, but the whole reason for the Brockton Graffiti Task Force was definitely because of these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Was it profanity laced and stuff like that? Is that why it?
No, not really. And the shit I'll tell you, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You won't even believe it.
Yeah.
And
Well, tell me.
So So you got all different graffiti crews. You got me and Snub, and me and Snub are pretty popular at this time. You know what I mean? Dudes from the north side know us. Like, dudes know us, right?
Yeah.
And now at the same time, my neighborhood, Grove Ave, like, now dudes is getting into weed. Dudes are drinking beer. You know, my neighborhood, you got dudes, like, on my block, you could pull down Grove Ave, get bags of weed, good weed. So there's a lot of things going on right now at this time. And, you know, Brockton, violent places. So, you know, you're ducking things. And we kind of had issues with this other graffiti crew.
So did it become violent?
There was a couple things that happened, but no, this particular thing, no, it never became anything extreme.
Now, was graffiti, were you being introduced to drugs, alcohol? Do they kind of go hand in hand, the graffiti art, the drugs, the alcohol?
No, I think any teenager, whether you're a jock, you play hockey, you play basketball, no.
But I mean, if you think of gang turfs, and there are a few different gangs in the city of Brockton, that they do have turf wars over, and there are, there are, you know, murders and things because of that.
Absolutely.
You know, I've worked on a bunch of them, but did that start stuff happening, or were you just looked at like, you know what, these kids are just artists? They're just out. They kind of did the thugs and the drug addicts leave the graffiti artists alone?
It's funny. In our case, yes, because we couple small white boys, you know what I mean, and on a couple occasions when you do run into some hood dudes, and the best thing to do if you think there's going to be an issue, start tagging. And what do you think they do? Yo, throw my name up.
Right. So that's how you do it. So
what's your name?
Yeah.
Well, they love that shit.
So a little reverse psychology.
Right? So never had any issues as far as that goes. Right? So anyways, back to the other dudes. The three main guys out of control. Dude is all tags. Days, Dome, and this dude Rage, right? And the dude Rage, this dude was out of control, right? So now our crew, and now we got other dudes in my crew tagging. Delorie's rolling with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My man Dion's rolling with us. There's other dudes. My cousin, I won't say his name, Abel. He's rolling with a dude named Eyesore. I remember these dudes ran up to me on Grove Ave one day in the snow. It was kind of like a chaotic scene. Me and Snubber coming up from the bridge, and the dude Eyesore had tried to stab Admin, and in his Carhartt jacket, like it's like graffiti was like dudes was just fighting over the graffiti shit, right? And so anyway, back to the kid, and I'll say this: the name of their graffiti crew was HRS. And it stood for Honkies Running Shit, right? Mm-hmm. These dudes were up everywhere, everywhere. North side, south side, east side, west side. These dudes was up everywhere, right? So the graffiti became so prevalent, right? And Brockton is big by population, not really by how big it is.
The geographical area, it's not that big.
Exactly. So people are noticing. So the Enterprise did a dog whistle.
So the local newspaper does a dog whistle. To make the police notice. Right.
And in the dog whistle, I don't know who wrote the article during this time, but they had said, oh, you got to catch these graffiti punks or something like that. And somewhere in the headlines they said, sink the creep. Right? Mm-hmm. Sink the creep. So that phrase, sink the creep, that became the name of the task force. Sink the creep.
Sink the creep.
All right.
So while this is all going on, your father is really unaware. Your father, who is a city cop.
He's unaware. He doesn't even know that there's a graffiti task force.
Doesn't know you're out doing this, doesn't know you're out sneaking out at 2, 3 in the morning.
He has no idea.
So once this task force out there, let's kind of get into that now. Did you start getting chased? Did you start getting, were they out looking for you? Were they?
We know they're out looking for us.
Are they out whitewashing the buildings?
It's called buffing. Yeah, they're
buffing.
buffing shit. You know what I mean? And some dudes are assholes. If your shit gets buffed, they'll go back and do it. And this is the shit that really pisses community people off. And it becomes a cat and mouse game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but this is when it really got serious. So the Enterprise does the Sink the Creep dog whistle article in the paper, and the dude Rage, the lunatic dude, HRS.
Mm-hmm.
He ran up the Court Street stairs to the police station,
mm-hmm.
and he tagged the north door
of the police station.
Where the cruisers go in.
Yes.
With their prisoners.
Yes, I know exactly where it is.
When this went into the paper.
Yeah.
Dude, we're kids. We're 15.
Yeah.
I've always been pretty street smart. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, this is all bad.
Right.
This is all bad.
Right.
Like, it gets way worse, dude. This fucking dude doubled down. Right? The parking garage downtown,
mm-hmm.
now across from the beautiful courthouse.
Yes.
Literally, if you're walking in the courthouse and getting wanded,
yes,
and you look outside those windows to your right, and you see the parking garage, the same dude who wrote his tag on the north door of the Brockton police station in big, giant, black graffiti letters wrote, "Sink the Creep." That was it.
Right.
That was it. Dude, what are you doing, buddy? Yeah. That was it. It was over.
But it's also a different time because now I know from experience everything is recorded. Everyone has Ring cameras. Everyone has surveillance footage.
Yeah.
So you were really in the end, you were in that sweet spot back in the 90s before video surveillance really became prominent.
Yeah.
So you
that
probably
wasn't even thought of.
Yeah. So now you probably really
camera.
can't get away with that stuff like you used to be able to.
But even so, like I said, we'd always be hoodied up.
Right. You'd be hoodied up.
Always.
Now, let me ask you, some of these gangbangers, when they approached you and they'd ask you to, maybe include their name in it, were they doing that purposely? Maybe their gang name, their gang symbols, so they could kind of mark their territory that way? Did you know how to avoid any of that?
I threw up my man's name. His name was Yuki. He lived on Hunt Street. And the Hunt Street dude that was on the east side, UNLV. And dude asked me to throw up UNLV for him, and I did.
So you don't even realize that you're kind of contributing to marking their territory.
I never even thought of that.
Never even thought of it at the time.
I'm doing my homie a favor. So
right.
I'm safe over here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When he had other plans in a different agenda. Now, what happened with your dad? So I know that you ultimately were brought in and charged with I would say vandalism. Right? Would be the charge. How did word get back to your father? How did your father end up walking you into the police station, and how did that whole situation go?
So when the garage incident happened, right, I went with my man Dion, one of my best friends. I met him through my older brother Jason, who lived directly downstairs from my mother, my birth mother Barbara, and my brother Jason in Stoughton in the Britton Ave projects. And I was like, yo, I'm just going to chill in Stoughton for a little bit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And, dude, I think we did something real stupid. I think we, took acid in his room or something like that. Actually, I know we did, right?
Yeah.
And, dude. And
probably a better graffiti artist under the influence of acid.
Dude, so
might be able to draw that horse.
Long story short, we go to bed, right? And he would sleep on this little bed. It was a tiny room. He would sleep on this bed. And his mother, Deb, she'd make a little makeshift bed for me on the floor. I used to sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? Kids, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
High off weed, drinking, just having fun as kids. And there was a knock on his door. I remember it. I'm not even kidding. Very light.
Yeah.
Right? And when she knocked, she went, his name's Brian. She went, Bri? And I looked up. You just know sometimes, right?
You had a sixth sense.
It was 5 a.m. Bri? Dave's father's on the phone. He fucking sat up, looked down at me. I was like, oh my fucking God. Yo, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Dude, I'm getting shook thinking of it. My dad, right?
Yeah.
He's in Brockton on the south side. I'm in Stoughton. My version of events, right? I go out, pre-cell phone, I grab the phone. This dude went, Omen. He called me by my tag name. I was like, mind you, I don't know like who's been arrested.
Yeah.
I don't know if Snub's at the police. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that my father just called me Omen and that he's a Brockton police officer and I'm fucked. That's all I know.
Your cover was done.
He goes, get ready, I'm coming to get you. So in my version of events, right?
Yeah.
He's in Brockton, I'm in Stoughton, a whole town over. It's a 30-minute ride. In my version of events, when I hung up the phone, my father was already outside in the car. But he wasn't. It just seemed like he got there so fast. I was dreading him getting there that my brain was like psyching me out, you know what I mean? And
well, you were also tripping on acid.
We had come down.
All right.
So I braved it up. I was like, fuck it, there's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
got to go get in the whip. I went out there. I walked through the door. I got in the whip. And I just took that deep sun breath to father.
Yeah.
And he goes, first of all, you are under arrest for vandalism, whatever. I think it was 2 charges, right? And, but they're giving me the courtesy to bring you in. He goes, but before that, you're going to show me what the fuck you've been doing.
So he took you for a ride around the city.
Dude, yes. I'm 16, right? I'm 16 at this point, right? And I know I was 16 because when I remember the old courthouse on West Elm? That's how I know I was 16 because...
But at 16 years old, you don't understand that, all right, well, I'm in trouble here. It seems like the biggest thing ever at that moment, but it still really is just a misdemeanor, a juvenile offense.
Yes. I don't know that.
But you don't know that. You just know your dad's coming to arrest your ass, and bring you in peacefully. So he takes you around the city, and did he ever just say, damn, some of that works pretty good?
This is one of my favorite stories of all time.
Okay.
Obviously, you're from Brockton. You already know, just don't snitch ever. That's customary, right?
Yeah.
I already know that, right? I didn't know police lived by that same code. So, obviously, I didn't take him to show him everything because that would have been stupid, right? And I'm pretty sure I did the math in my head that, like, yo, there's no way. These guys don't know what they're looking at. They can't. These guys, my father and these guys, they're old at the time. They're on the way out.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know the difference between an omen tag and a fucking admin tag, right? Or whatever. So I'm pretty confident, like, I'm not going to get charged for every building or whatever I vandalize, you know what I mean? So, and it just wouldn't even make sense for me to drive around the city and show my father all my shit. So I had 2 cards, right? I did. That's why I said Spring Street earlier. I took him to the north side where it was bad, and I'm showing him some shit. And he's like, that's you? Mind you, every omen tag, or throw up in bubble letters, there's a snub tag right next to it.
Right.
Every one, same color, same cap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my dad loves snub, loves them. That's my best friend, right?
But that's also your co-defendant.
Right? Negative. Dude, so I didn't find this out till I get to the police station. So I showed him some shit on the north side, and he said to me, when did you do this? I'm like, when you're asleep. He's like, what? You sneak out and go spray paint? Yeah, that's how it is. That's what we do. Yeah. Through the basement. We had a bulkhead, 86 Pine Street over off of Thatcher, right? And I could always have my boys sleep over. My father was mad cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had free reign, dude. You know what I mean? I did. And so maybe a little betrayal that I'm doing this, but so I said to him, I said, Dad, they're going to ask me about snub, right? Same color paint, same color, same caps, all that.
Yeah.
My father looked right at me. He got, I don't care what color paint, cap, you don't know a snub. Yeah. So kind of a little proud that I did this.
Yeah.
And you're not snitching on your friend.
Right.
And then when I got to the police station and got booked and then met with the Joe Sutherland, the task force guy, right, Detective Sutherland, he told me what had happened, and someone came with a tip, and the first dude they got was the dude who hit the north door, and the dude who wrote "Sink the Creep." Yeah. And they got him. They got that whole crew, that whole HRS crew, and one of them snitched on me. In the back of the cruiser said, "You'll never believe one of the kids doing it. His father's a cop."
Well, I think that...
so that was that.
I think that you guys probably got, or, you know, this individual that spray painted the police station door got a little bit overzealous, and, you know, maybe if they didn't spray paint the city garage and the police station, that you would have flown under the radar. But tell me, Mass General Law, I believe it's what, like a $1,500 fine?
Oh,
that's now, like $1,500 fine. I think per.
I don't.
What were the charges? What were they reading to you? Did you retain a lawyer? Did you take a plea deal?
I quaffed out.
You took a quaff. So
I quaffed out.
So a quaff, what people don't is continue without a finding. So you basically admit to sufficient facts of evidence. So you have to get up in front of a judge, and you have to admit that you did this. All right. You then get a year of probation.
I think
It's typically a year of probation, and if you stay clean...
Unsupervised, though.
Yes, unsupervised probation.
Was that because I was a juvenile?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
And then it drops off your record at that point. So your father also... Now, this is your dad that's... running the streets back in the 70s and the 80s in Brockton with Eric Nordine and Dominic Persampieri and some of these badass
all those guys.
Cops of Brockton.
I know them all.
And they've seen the shit, and they've seen the crime. So in some breath, your father's like, look, I'm dragging my kid in for some tagging and some vandalism. He's not out doing anything hardcore. He's not beating people up. He's not getting in trouble that way. But as a parent, you still have to act like you're...
Yeah.
Like my daughter-in-law sends me a video yesterday of she pulled off her ring footage of my granddaughter, who's 4, looking at some video, and as she's watching the video, she says, "What the F?" So my daughter-in-law, you have to act like a parent, but then in the same breath, you're kind of like, that's kind of cool.
Of course.
that she actually said that.
Absolutely.
So here's your dad saying, you know what? I have to follow police procedure. I have to bring him in. But there are much worse things than vandalizing old shitty buildings or tagging old shitty buildings.
And there were even at that time, even to this day, you take the train tracks in Brockton, the old Cochran building, you know what I mean? Yeah. Those shits are for the taking, man.
Now, I know that my twins, when they were in high school, went to something called Artists of Humanity.
Okay.
It was in South Boston, and they used to get transported there to do artwork.
Nice.
And it was a lot of local artists. And I know a lot of those, actually, 2 of the gentlemen that mentored them when they were there doing artwork. And those that know, my twins are disabled, and unfortunately, I just lost my son, Troy. And their artist mentors now own Grand Flourish Tattoo in Brockton, and that's where they were getting their ink done. So a lot of those, a lot of those artists have kind of, transitioned into maybe channeling their creative abilities into other things, because even back in the 90s, tattoos were illegal.
Like I said, biggest subculture in the world, just a fact.
Yeah.
I'm not just a graffiti kid. I'm a graffiti connoisseur. I follow all the greats that I would consider the greats. You know what I mean?
So you're a Brockton great.
I follow their stories. New York, Boston. Boston has some amazing artists. New York, in my opinion, has the best graffiti artists in the world. Europe is just stupid. What they're doing in Europe is insane. Russia, it's global. It's global.
Right.
It's global.
So was that your only time being arrested and brought in for for those vandalism charges? Did it ever happen again? Did you go back out? So after that, did you learn your lesson, or did you go right back to doing the same shit, going out the bulkhead again?
Went right back out. I was out like a week later.
So you were a repeat offender.
We went on a crazy mission with. He don't care if it's your boy Jay DeLore, dude. He went with me, and my man Snub, the kid who introduced me to music. He had moved to the neighborhood now, and I'll never forget. It was one of the coldest days of the year, and we behind the Batosi Club at 630 Montello, at the studio. We hopped that big brick wall with like 15 cans. And we headed northbound, fucking hitting everything on a mission. Because we like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Then there's 2 guys on the task force, dude. They're not counting fucking tags.
So they can't keep up with the Omen and the Snub, and they can't keep up with the other graffiti groups. Now before we wrap up our show, and we could talk forever because we're boys. Let's just talk briefly. While you're tagging, are you again? I am the I have no coolness to me. How do you say it? Were you spitting beats or something while you were doing this? Is that where you became a rapper?
This is pretty much the transition, right?
Yeah.
So I had realized after this mission how maybe out of control we really were, and I have 200 hours community service. And the guy in charge of my community service is my father's ex-partner, Jack Hill.
Yeah.
Pat Hill's dad. My father used to ride with him for 10 years. And this is when Mayor Units is taking over, right?
Yep.
So Jack retired, and now Jack is running the high-rises. He's the director of the Brockton housing. And I went and hung drapes for a lady for 30 minutes, and 30 minutes was 200 hours signed off. So in my mind, I'm like, fuck it. Let's keep painting. And me, Snub, and DeLore, we went on a mission almost right up to the police station, and that's when Jay fell off the billboard. We thought we lost our buddy.
Yeah. He
fell off the billboard.
So you had one of your friends was tagging, and he fell off a billboard.
We hit the rooftop. You know how school streets are one way?
Yeah.
Right? If you were standing at the post office trying to look at the bridge from City Hall, there's a building there. And now we gained access to the rooftop, and we killed the rooftop. And after we got back down, we went up the School Street Bridge, and Jay just decided to climb the billboard. That's the same one that's still there at School Street.
So that and we'll get to the wrapping, but because my brain is like...
Yeah, this is when it kind of ended.
Often when I'm driving... I see graffiti art in some of these places, and I say, how the hell, if short of being Spider-Man, how the heck do you guys or do graffiti artists gain access to some of these areas that just seem dangerous? All right, so maybe it's a sign on the Mass Pike. First of all, how do you get up there? How do you get up there without being seen? And how do you do it so damn quick?
So you're talking literally about 128 before the Mass Pike.
Yes. How do you do that?
I never did that shit.
But how do people do it?
Some people really just...
Ropes, ladders? What are they doing?
I don't know, because I never did it. They're different adrenaline junkies. They're on a different mission. Some dudes are built really... The guy who tagged the police door... Some dudes are just, they want their accolades to be different.
I would think
they want to stand out different.
I would think there'd be more deaths from people. There's been deaths over the years from people falling from structures or trying to really push the envelope and get to areas to tag.
Just that. In New York, it started the subways. The subways were.
Trains are zipping by.
Well, if you think about how great it is, right? The guys from the boroughs, they would crash the train yards, right? So now you have your piece on a train, and your train is flying through the city, and everyone can see it. You have you have your art that's mobile. It's one of the dopest things in the world. I mean, how can you not love that? But anyway, with that element,
yeah, let's wrap it up with you telling me how you became a rapper, and do you have the ability to spit something out about this podcast, or is that putting you on a spot?
I mean, maybe later when we wrap.
No, I mean like right now on the show. Come on, man.
I mean, I guess you never lose the ability to freestyle like da 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 da. But I mean, like you never stop writing. I never stopped writing.
Okay.
You know, I still write, but no, I haven't.
So tell me about the rapping.
I haven't rapped in a long time, but.
So you start rapping, you meet Rem, you start going out there, you get a name for yourself.
These two kids moved from the north side, right, to our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. This dude, Mike Beckman, who I essentially put him onto graffiti. He was from the north side in a rap group, called Dope Side Tribe, with this dude Van Bates, who was a pretty well known dude around the way for his music, and this kid Isaac. They had a rap group. I didn't know anything about that. So now, you know, whatever, graffiti. You know, now we like to chill in the neighborhood and smoke weed and drink and, you know, girls and, you know, so there's more of that going on. And just one day, the dude Beckman just started freestyling, you know. And I'm a fan of hip hop, but I had never thought. So now I'm watching a kid like me freestyling. Yo, da 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 da.
So you're doing the same shit that you did with the cans.
Basically.
Now you're doing with the hip hop and the rap.
That's a very good analogy. Yes. And I'm like, he's like, try it. I'm like, you know, nervous. You know, same thing with the tag. Horrible. Yeah. I was like, fuck. That's how I started. I became kind of obsessed with it, like freestyling, like you said, looking at shit. You know,
and then you ended up, didn't you guys win like a Best of Boston award or something back in the day?
We didn't win it. We got nominated for it. That was me and Rim's first album. This is, by the time me and Rim had linked up, this is probably 5 years later. Just streetwise, just to save a whole conversation. Starts off freestyling. You buy a drum machine. You buy an MPC. You're making beats. We got a little studio. We're hanging microphones over keyboards to get sounds and putting them over drums on a 4-track. Literally, you got 4 tracks. Mm-hmm. Drum, keyboard sound, vocal. That's it. Eventually, better equipment and, you know, like anything. Practice makes perfect. You always learn new things. And I think it was 1997. There was a talent show. And these 2 other kids from Grove Ave, Justin and Jeffrey, Kid Dutch and 4/5. They had a group called Blue Steel, and with a 3rd kid, white dude, Eric. And I met Eric at the talent show. They won the talent show, but the talent show was our first performance, my first rap group. I was in a rap group with 5 other white dudes. We thought we were the white Wu-Tang Clan, right? And it was at the Walkover Club. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that's how I met Rim. And honestly, after me and Rim met, it was go time. Me and him just went. It was like when me and Rim met, it was like the Step Brothers movie, but he was like snub with the rap.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Did they? Please don't tell me that they all of a sudden formed a white rap group task force and you got pulled in for that too.
They didn't, but I would soon venture into that life and
the rap life. So did you give
catch
up
another case
and then catch another case,
which I would be on supervised probation for 2 years. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to tell us who that case was real quick?
2006. We opened up for an artist named Joe Budden at the Middle East in Cambridge, and we opened for him, and it was packed. We had Brockton was in Cambridge, and Brockton dudes are rowdy. They're really rowdy. Yeah. They don't give a fuck. And after, I remember, because I had seen the rapper dude, Joe Budden, in the green room, kind of wanted to meet him. Yo, the dude performed for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just ended up leaving. So when we left, it's like 2 a.m. We're out on Mass Ave in Cambridge in front of the pizza place called like Hi-Fi Pizza. and I'm with all my boys. And I remember my man Dion, I don't know why, I wasn't even paying attention, came over my back shoulder with a sticker, and he smacked some dude in the face with a sticker. And I'll never forget hearing the smack, and the dude had the sticker to the face, and a melee broke out on Mass Ave. And I found myself in the middle of Mass Ave, face down with a Cambridge police officer on my back. And someone ran over and punched the police officer in the face. And the police officer said, "Stay here." Dude, I almost made it to the parking garage. I don't even know how they got me.
And they chased you
I
down.
ended up in a paddy wagon with like 10 dudes.
So what they get you for? Like resisting arrest?
Oh, they got originally they hit you with assault and battery on a police
assault
officer.
and battery on a PO, even though it wasn't you.
Yeah, not a dismissal. What's it called? A no pros?
You got no pros.
No
yeah.
pros.
Yeah.
I can't even say this on the podcast, but
Right.
the lawyer, I can't even tell you that. But anyways,
Probably someone I work for.
Some other time, right?
Yeah.
We'll do a part 2 later. But that was the first day of court. Assault and battery on a police officer, resisting. It was like 5 charges.
Yeah.
But he got the assault and battery on a police officer,
Yeah.
no pros, first day. And dude, look, this dude shopped judges for like 3 years. I was going to Cambridge all the time. I'm like, dude, let's wrap this up. This dude want to take it to trial.
Yeah, what's it happens? They do shop judges because you want someone that's a little lighter on crime or maybe a little defense-minded. But all right, on that note, man, you're dad now. I know you got 2 children.
Juju, Alex,
Yeah,
my boys,
and
yeah.
You're doing well in life. You're a city worker. You got a cool story to tell. You're a role model for your kids.
Yeah, the kids are telling me I got 2 good boys.
You're
Blessed.
Yeah, you've been a good friend of mine. You've been a fan of mine, which I appreciate.
Absolutely.
You know,
Maybe next time I can tell some of your stories.
Give me
God.
one quick favorite Mark story. You got anything, or probably not?
I do, and
What?
it ties into me and Rim.
All right, go ahead.
It's one of the greatest stories ever.
All right, let's end this podcast on a story.
We're doing shows all the time, me and Rim, right?
Yeah,
It's our thing, usually on a stage or whatever.
yeah,
You're promoting the event for your boys. You're fighting for your boys,
yes.
right? And it's at that hall in Plymouth.
Plymouth Memorial.
And you know what you did? Yo, you guys are going to open for me, right?
Yes.
So we're going to open for you. I'm
Yes.
like, yo, this dude's a fucking cage fighter too. This dude does everything. This dude does everything. Like, this dude, everything, right? So I remember it was me and Rim, the day, it was in the summer. We went to his Uncle Steve's house in Wareham, and we got probably a little too liquored up before we went to the event. And when we got to the event, it was packed. How many people were there?
Oh, there's that holds about 1,500 people.
All right. So,
That venue.
All right.
And it's a tight 1,500.
And, yo, we're usually on stage, not in a square. It circles the ring.
Yes.
We performing in the ring, right?
Yes.
Yo, we get in the ring. There's fucking, in my version, there's 1 million people staring at us, right? I'm nice. I'm definitely high on weed too, right? Drunk. And the engineer dude, right, drops the beat, and me and Rim start doing our thing. Like walking around the ring, dude, trying to look at this side, this.
Yeah.
And, boo. They stopped booing us, right? I swear to God, I didn't care. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm never going to see these people again. I don't give a fuck. I'll never forget Rim's face. Rim never been booed before. He was really uncomfortable getting booed. And then come to find out, it was because our mic kept getting cut out. So
Yeah.
we used to do these shows at Bridgewater State College.
Yeah.
And they were real rowdy. That engineer was the engineer that we used to have problems with, dude. I think he sabotaged our fucking performance, dude.
Well, I was there to have, actually back then it wasn't a cage. We fought in a ring.
In a ring.
So I was there to fight for my sons, raise money for muscular dystrophy. At the same breath, I was running a local radio show. I booked you there. I apologize 25 years later that you were booed out of the
No.
ring.
You
I wasn't.
do you remember the fight? I watched your fight, dude. Dude, listen, that guy was younger than you, and
He ended up going into the UFC. Chuck
Dude.
O'Neal.
the warrior in you.
I appreciate
Yo,
it.
dude,
I appreciate
good
it.
job, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he was about.
You were
20
like, I'm not losing. I was like, yo, this guy is
Yeah,
something else. I mean that, man.
I appreciate
You know
that.
what I mean?
Well, on
You
that
sell
note,
yourself short a lot. You shouldn't.
on that note, I much love and respect. I appreciate
Yeah.
you for coming on Covert to
appreciate
Overt.
it.
We'll have you back on again.
Whenever.
And I look forward to seeing this show when it's dropped.
Likewise.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.